Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we'll be discussing the four-stroke cycle operation and why it's important. But before we begin, I want to point out two faults. One, I know there's an annoying glare. And two, well, I'm not an artist. So, without further ado, the four-stroke cycle, the four strokes, which comprise of the intake, compression, power, and exhaust. So, starting with the intake, we see that this valve is opened up. Now, the camshaft is responsible for opening up the valves. The springs you see on the valves are responsible for closing them. So, for this stroke, the intake's open, exhaust is closed, and this piston is moving downward, allowing the air-fuel mixture to enter the cylinder. So, the next stroke, which is compression, both the intake and exhaust valves are closed, and the piston will be moving upward, compressing that air-fuel mixture, preparing this for the power stroke, which the spark plug creates a spark, ignites the air-fuel mixture, forcing the piston to move downward. Now, finally, because there's so much exhaust gases inside the cylinder, you gotta get rid of it. So what happens is, intake is still closed, but exhaust is finally open. So as the piston moves up, it pushes out those exhaust gases to this exhaust port. Okay, so, it's moving up and down, the piston, but why is this linear force important? And clearly it can't get you from point A to B, but it's connected to the crankshaft by the connecting rod. And what happens is this crankshaft takes this linear force that moves up and down the piston, creates it to a rotational force known as torque. And that is how you can get to point A to point B. So a few other things to mention is that the crankshaft for each stroke is going to be spinning 180 degrees, half a revolution. However, we want to multiply that by 4, so we get 720 degrees cycle. Another tidbit is, the camshaft. It's going to spin 1/2 of the speed of the crankshaft. So, to complete one cycle, it'll be 360 degrees. One revolution. And that is why it's a 1-to-2 ratio. Also important to know is that these three factors are what keeps a car running: fuel, compression, and spark. So I hope you guys learned something today, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys. Take care.